Well, back at the Chamber of Commerce building here in Ipswich, the Suffolk Chamber of Commerce celebrating 140 years. C140, as you've been hearing over the last few weeks, is a big thing for the Chamber. Actually today, sitting in the atrium, which is based inside the University of Suffolk. And it's no coincidence, really. The physical closeness is really part of it. Joining me now is Professor Helen Langton MBE. Helen, the actual physical closeness is important, isn't it, at university and the chamber?
It's very important. It's important because it allows us just to do so much more stuff together easily and in a pragmatic way. That's important. But actually the symbolism is really important. We say we're about partnership working, so we've put our money where our mouth is, and having the chamber on our campus is brilliant.
It's broken down, well, there weren't barriers before, but it's opened up pathways which you wouldn't believe before. I mean, you were hoping for this, but the cooperation is just fantastic now.
Yes, it's broken down a lot of barriers around research, around learning and teaching, around business engagement more widely, opportunities for students, opportunities for staff, new course development. Absolutely, that at one level the world's your oyster here.
If you were planning a university and a chamber, you'd do this, wouldn't you? That's the way it's gone. Right, you're Vice-Chancellor and CEO of the University of Suffolk. Tell me a bit about your role at the university.
So Vice-Chancellor is a funny role. CEO is probably more understood in wider circles. But basically my role is to lead the institution, the staff and the students, to make sure that the strategy is clear, that we know where we're going as a strategic institution and as an anchor institution for Ipswich, for Suffolk and broader.
There's a whole lot of juggling to be done, isn't there? Because the university is a big entity and a chamber is a big entity, and you're that bit in the middle.
We are the bit in the middle. We're running, people don't like to talk about higher education as a business, but we are a business. It's why we're part of the chamber. We're part of the business community, the business network, but we're so much more than that. We are about people. We're about transforming the lives of our students, and they may be young, they may be 18, but they may also be 65 and studying a PhD or a master's for a first time or anything in between. So it is a lot of juggling.
And that cooperation continues because you're a patron as well.
Yes, we are a patron. We took that decision a while ago. It's been a good relationship for us to be a patron of the Chamber of Commerce. We believe in the Chamber of Commerce. We believe it has benefits for us. And being a patron is a way of saying we're endorsing what they do.
That must be for them. I mean, we'll talk about that later. They must be really chuffed to say, yeah, well, we know we're doing right if we get the university on our side. It works both ways. It
does work both ways, and it's absolutely a two-way relationship.
Let's go back to the university itself, because I remember years and years and years and years and years of talk about we need a university, it will come. And then suddenly it did. It was a great success to start with, to get that campus status to start with.
Yes, so campus status in 2008, full university status in 2016, and degree awarding powers in 2016 at the same time. So I like to think of us in slight chunks or phases, but we have now been a full grown-up university for 8 years, which is amazing.
And how significant is that, not just for higher education, but for education and for Suffolk itself?
I think it's very significant. Suffolk is a hidden gem in terms of the UK. People don't always know where it is, never mind what it does. We know what it does, and we know how fantastic it is because we're based here. But if you look at what's going on in Suffolk, you look at the employment needs, you look at what employers are looking for, you look at some of, sadly, the deprivation and the poverty that still exists in and around Suffolk. Education is part of the key to helping us help everybody to raise their aspirations, raise their ambitions, and individually do better, and collectively we all benefit.
You mentioned development in chunks. It has been quite dynamic since the start, hasn't it? It's gone a bit more and a bit more and a bit more, and it's almost like, is anyone holding onto the brakes here now? Because we're going pretty fast.
We're going very fast. I've set a hard and fast pace for the 6 and a bit years I've been here. I think when you're young and you've got a point to prove and you've got to become part of a sector, some of which has been around for hundreds of years, you can't afford to just dawdle around because otherwise you won't be taken seriously. We have to get our brand out there, and that's the brand of the university and the brand of Ipswich and Suffolk as a place to come and study, work, live, etc. Can't afford to go slow.
The idea developed by Richard Lister all those years ago, it's changed again and it's moved on, and so it should.
Yes, absolutely. I think phase one was all around getting the buildings up and running, getting the presence here, and working out that sort of early starting point. Now we're a much more formidable anchor institution in our county, and we know what we stand for, we know the things we're good at, and we are beginning to see more and more people want to come and study here, not only from our home county, which is critical, but from further afield as well, which is also important.
Almost every month, another award, another award. You are getting particular focus. University of Suffolk is known all around the UK. I mean, before people were saying, "Where's Suffolk?" They're saying where they know University of Suffolk. They're saying, "Where is it now?" They need to know the geography. You are well known now.
We are well known, and these things take time. You can't build a brand overnight. And I can remember saying that 6 years ago and saying to people it's going to take 3, 4, 5 years. There's still a lot to do, but now we are seeing the fruits of our labours, and people do know where we are, and that's to our benefit as a university, it's to the Chamber's benefit and the whole of their membership and network, and to Suffolk more widely. So it's taken a while, but we're getting there.
You mentioned the brand twice, and I'm big on my brands now. What is the brand now? What is the focus for 2018, right through 2024 and onwards now? Where are we going now?
I think there's two different answers to that question. One is what I'd call more generic. We want to have a really, really high quality offer. Doesn't matter what you're studying here, you know that it's been rigorously put together and overseen, and you can be proud of the degree you come out with. Secondly, it's about where does that take you? It's fine to do a degree, a master's degree, a PhD, but actually there has to be some reason for doing it. For a few people, that's just about knowledge and bettering their understanding. But for most people, it's about a job, a career, the next phase of their life. That is critical for us. And then there's something about what do we want to be distinctive in. 40% of my students are studying health, social care and well-being, so that's an area of distinctiveness for us. Same with digital, cyber security, data, artificial intelligence, etc. So there are specific areas where we're going, we also want to be known for this.
Top of your list I've seen is equality, diversion, inclusion. That's a big part, isn't it?
It's a big part for society as a whole and for higher education and for business and industry. We want to be a university that is recognised for doing equality, diversity and inclusion well. We want to be inclusive for everybody. We want a really diverse community. That's an important thing for the staff who work with us, the students who study with us, and our attitude as a civic university.
Now, sustainability and accessibility, I've seen it. You've got that. It's under your belt. That's done, isn't it? That's achieved.
It's never achieved, but we have certainly made huge strides. I'm really proud of the team here, the emphasis on sustainability and encouraging all of us to be better at a broad concept about sustainability is great. Students expect it. 6 years ago, I'd go to an open day, nobody mentioned it. Now I go to an open day and students, doesn't matter what they're studying, are going, can you tell us what the university is doing about sustainability? They're really interested.
So they're questioning you, which is good, isn't it? That's the way to go. If you go to a new boss, you ask the question. Go to university, you ask that question. Business collaboration, that's obviously going to continue. Otherwise, you wouldn't have made that partnership. Let's talk about the building itself. I mean, if you were coming to a university and you turn up in Ipswich, I'd want to sign up even before I knew anything. You've got a fabulous place.
The campus is amazing, and the work we've done around this building that we're sitting in right now with the Chamber and some of our other buildings too. We've invested quite heavily over we did the initial investment. The last 6 years we've done lots more investment, and there's more to come. You can't sit on your laurels and just assume it's okay. The competition is huge, and young people in particular go and they go, oh, such and such has got this, and has Suffolk got that? So the resources you have on campus do make a difference for people in their choices about where they want to study.
Magic one time, what would you wish you could do within the next 5 years? A big target. Maybe it's achievable, maybe it's not. What are you aiming for?
Probably 2 or 3 big things. I think we are already planning our indoor sports facilities and student hub. We've got fantastic external facilities now. We've partnered with Inspire, another good example of partnership, and brilliant sports facilities, pitches, etc. We now need some indoor stuff. We've got a small gym, but nothing else. That's on the horizon. Very important, and a student bar and student nightclub and all the things that students expect. That's important. A dental school, Don't know what the building looks like yet, but something around a dental school, very important. And then we are at the very early stages of thinking about a very big technology-based building on the waterfront for students, for Ipswich and for the UK.
Oh, that's amazing. I hate to say it, you're approaching retirement now, and the people are going to sad to see you go, but things move on. So looking back, it's that obvious question. What are you most proud of?
I can't answer the question. I'm proud of everything, but I think...
Don't be humble. Come on. I want your proudest moment.
Okay. League tables, we were at the bottom when I arrived, partly because we were young and new. I'm beyond... It's exceeded my wildest expectations in terms of where we are now, with more to come. But I think ultimately I'm proud of our people, because yes, I'm the leader. Yes, I'm the Vice-Chancellor. But you can only do it if your people come with you, and that's students and staff, and we have fantastic people, and I'm really proud of our people.
You only have to walk in a building and you feel the happiness, don't you? You feel that filters all the way down, and if there's any negativity in there, that shows. But everybody's ready for it now. It's ready to move on.
Yeah, staff are up for the next phase of the journey. It'll be different because, the new leader coming in isn't me. They'll be different, but that's fine. We're ready for the next stage. We'll cope with it. It'll be good. And in 6 years, 7 years, 8 years' time, she'll be sitting here looking back saying, wow, we did this, we did that, we did the other. And it was the people who did it.